have your son and my son killed.
Whatever happens, whatever you see,
I don't wanna see
whatever your eyes tell you has become of me. This is not,
tell me it's
not the end. I am making all things new again. Whatever happens, whatever you see, whatever your eyes tell you has become of me. This is not the end. I am making all things new again. I am making all things new again. I am making all things new that day.
Suddenly the wind rose in the east, and the sun was darkened.
Thank you for the cross, Lord. Thank you for the price you paid, bearing all my sin and shame. In love you came, gave amazing grace. Thank you for this love, Lord. Thank you for the nail-pierced hands, washed me in your cleansing flood. Now all I know.
They took the body to a new tomb that Joseph had bought for himself. It was cut out of the rock in a hillside. They placed the body in it, in a sheeting linen, and placed it in the tomb.
On the third day, a Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene and 3 other women prepared oils to anoint the body of Jesus a second time. Because it had been done so hurriedly and incompletely before, all of the followers of Jesus wanted to show their respect and love for him by taking care of his body as carefully as they could. It was dark, and no one saw the 3 women make their way quietly through the streets and out of the city. They walked up a long, narrow path to a rock where Jesus lay buried. The night was lifting. A light rose in the east. The women stood still, looking at the tomb. The stone was no longer in front of it. It had been rolled away. They walked fearfully towards the dark mouth of the cave. As they leaned in to see better, they were startled to see that an angel was there. Her appearance was like lightning, and her clothes were white as snow. The guards were so afraid that they shook and became like dead men.
Do not be afraid. Are you looking for Jesus who was crucified? Why are you looking for him here among the dead? He is not here. Death has no power over him. He is risen, just as he said he would. Hallelujah, Christ is alive.
The gates and doors were barred, and all the windows fastened down. I spent the night in sleeplessness, and rose at every sound, half in hopeless sorrow, and half in fear the day, to find the soldiers breaking through to drag us all away. Then just before the sunrise, I heard something at the wall. The gate began to rattle, and a voice began to call. I hurried to the window, looked down into the street, expecting swords and torches, and the sound of soldiers' feet. But there was no one there but Mary, so I went down to let her in. John stood there beside me as she told us where she'd been. She said they've moved him in the night and none of us knows where. Oh, the stone's been rolled away and now his body isn't there. So we both ran to the garden, then John ran on ahead. We found the stone, an empty tomb, just the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet they wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how or where they'd taken him was more than I could tell. Well, something strange had happened there, just what I did not know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation could have lifted me very high, 'cause I'd seen them crucify him, and then I saw him die. Back inside the house again, the guilt and anguish came. Everything I'd promised him just added to my shame. When at last it came to choices, I denied I knew his name. And even if he was alive, could never be the same. Then suddenly the air was filled with a strange and sweet perfume.